Hare Krishna, Gauranga. So I had actually just the other day I mentioned about the Saturday Night Harinam, but I didn't share any reflections or realizations from the Harinam itself. And one thing, I was just coming down the street there from this kids' Rath Yatra at the school, Krishna Avanti school, and I was thinking, wow, look at all these kids chanting the holy name. And then it made me think back to the Saturday Night Harinam and how at the peak of material pleasure, right? People so much into the football team, as I mentioned on the other talk. This is one of the things that's the most important to people in their lives is the football team winning, becoming the best. They even speak in the idea, they say, them, our, we is actually, sorry, we is the right word. We won. We're going to the final. It's not them that's kicking the ball. It's not them that's, it's not them that's doing all the training and is invested in the team and this thing, but it's we, our team, our England, our Manchester United, or whoever it is. So this is how much they're invested. So at the peak of material pleasure, when England won, then we came along and we inserted or reawakened a higher purpose in their lives. So this is how important it is that we went out on Sankirtan, or that we go out on Sankirtan. There's a movie many, many years ago now called Inception. And the idea is that basically they do like a robbery within someone's mind, very interesting concept. So they're inserting memories, or they're inserting like ideas into a dream, basically. But this one it went even more than that. It went a dream within a dream within a dream. So this material world, although real, and although tangible, and although, as we said, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Mata Sarvam Pravartiti is part of Krishna's energy, is nonetheless just a dream because it's temporary and our time in it is very short. Every time we come into one of these bodies, the clock is already ticking, as we know from reading the philosophy. So the dream of the material world is real, but nonetheless it's a shadow of our former spiritual self. So when we're so covered by material identification, we've completely forgotten who we really are. So the pleasures that we're experiencing, the pains that we're experiencing, we're thinking that's the be-all and end-all. We're thinking that's about as good as it gets. When the devotees come out there chanting the holy name, then what we have done, we've just inserted back into their consciousness that there's actually something higher. Yeah? And that little bit of just seeing the devotees, that little image, that little sound vibration of the holy name, it starts kicking things off. It's like maybe if your computer's crashed out and you do a little bit of a software update, or you do a reboot, or you maybe put some, virus cleaner in, all of a sudden things start happening in the background, it all starts kicking off and it starts finding all the new messages and starts finding all the things that's been missing. So this is what we are doing. This is how important Harinam Sankirtan is. They were standing there thinking that they had achieved the highest pleasure. England had won. We're drinking with our friends. And then all of a sudden, the devotees come by with the Harinam. And then the little covered over soul goes, Haribo! Oh my God, there's something better. I remember. And then it sees the devotees. And then that's it. They're back on the path again. It may take some time for them, it may maybe take lifetimes for them to come back to proper Krishna consciousness, but nonetheless we've reinstated them back on the path to Godhead. We've reawakened them to higher pleasure, higher happiness, a higher lifestyle, a higher culture, higher friendships, meaningful relationships, and many, many more things, of course, that we could go into another time. So let's not minimize the need for Sankirtan. Let's not minimize the chanting of the holy name. And let's understand that we're creating feelings, we're creating bonds between the living entities when we go out there. And it's a very big responsibility as a devotee, because we have that chance to save so many souls, including ourselves, of course. Many of the devotees, we talk about this after the Harinam's done, and we're all marveling at the ecstatic feelings that we have when we're out there. And I remember actually one devotee, I think he maybe hadn't been on a Harinam before, and he said, I didn't realize it would be like that. Yeah, it is. It's incredible. And it just gets better and better the more you go. It's one of these things that's ever fresh and ever increasing, is the taste of chanting and connecting people to Krishna consciousness. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Premanandi Haribo.